Hi, today I'm not going to talk about this machine, the smooth stone generator. I've done 2 videos on this already, so let's show you something different. Sorry for the lag. Yeah, I want to show you our railway system on this SMP server, survival. We did have a small shortage of gold, so we tried to cut down on our gold consumption and so use less booster rails for our railway system. So we replaced some of the rails with redstone circuitry and some switches, and I'm going to show you how this works and how it's done. Yeah, this is our main station. You can see already there are several boards here where you can select destinations, and every platform of these 4 outgoing platforms has its own switchboard and own destinations. And yeah, I will show you briefly how this works. So if I select Überseehafen, which means harbor, or marina in our case, I just select that. I push the button for the booster rail, and that detector rail, which you saw there briefly, copies the information I selected onto the track, and this detector copies it onto the next part of the track because I segmented it into 64 block intervals. So this has 2 advantages. One is I don't have to worry about block updates, chunk updates missing the redstone signal, and the other thing is I can send other players can use the same tracks after I have passed the first 64 meters of track, because then the information is reset and the next one can go. So this is our nice harbor, but I won't stay here long. And yeah, there are some testificates or villagers, or however you like to call them. They seem to quite like the water there, so yeah, let's not worry about that. Let's go back to the switches where it all happens, which would be here. So here are 3 outgoing rails which are bidirectional, so to speak, or used bidirectional, while these rails are the return rail and the to rail, if you so will. So these are unidirectional only, so I can get more minecarts on one track. Yeah, let's see what the circuitry looks like. This part here, from these two blocks to these 2 blocks, is repeated every 64 meters on the track. This here is a latch, which you should recognize if you have some experience with redstone circuitry. And the signals from the last latch or from the main station, whatever, gets transmitted into these latches. And when the minecart passes over the detector rail, which is just on this block here, the signal gets transmitted onto this redstone, and which will then first copy the information onto the next latch, and after 4 ticks reset the state of these 2 latches. It's one on this side, one on this side. Yeah, if the information reaches some switch or point, as the Brits would say, this one is the switch we're talking about. This is permanently set in this direction, so any card coming from here or here is returned to the return track. Yeah, this one is switched. the information comes from here via this OR gate. These two repeaters and this redstone just form an OR gate, and is copied into this latch, which is now in the reset state, if you can tell. So this is the default state, so this one is off. The switch above is set, so a minecart coming from there will be redirected to the castle. So if any other destination is set, so to the triple kill, Atlantis, or the harbor here, then this of course needs to be set in the other direction. So a minecart coming from here, if I put a redstone torch here, it can transmit a signal into that. So you see any minecart coming from here would go straight on, which it would need to reach the other switches. This is done via this mentioned OR gate. This sets this latch turns on, which means that this torch turns on, and that switches the switch into the other direction. So now, if this is of course enabled, I need to reset this once I have passed this point. So new minecarts that come here can possibly go into a different direction, as for example the castle. So I need this to reset the latch, which is you see is it now the state it's now in. So if that's not the case, then the minecart goes to here, and those two switches are set. And this configuration only happens if this one is set to the castle, so it won't matter if this would act as a direct return to the main station. So any other signal here switches these two, and it's wired that way that if the line below this one is enabled, or both are enabled, then this switches and allows minecarts to go straight on. And if only this one is enabled, then this one will switch to and allow me to go to the harbor like I just did. So, and in the other case, this signal is from this lane is sent up there, around here below the track, up there, so I can copy that information, whether this one was on or off, to the next switch down the track. So I can select whether I want to go to Atlantis, which will drop to the left right there, or to the triple kill, which is to the right. Yeah, so that's just a little bit of binary logic, redstone logic circuits, nothing big. I will show you another point on the track where there's just the latches and the AND gates, so you can see that's exactly the same down there. So it's the same two latches and same reset mechanism, and the AND gate copying the information onto the track. See, here's the detector rail, and directly below this is this line which gets energized. I can show you that by just putting a card onto detector rail, and you see this is now energized. This one turns off, so the inverted signal from here will be inverted here again, so it's basically just copied. This is an AND gate. If you don't know, look for another tutorial on redstone logic. I won't cover it here. So let's go back to the main station and show you how the circuits are done there. Part of the design is the size of this is accommodating all the logic for the display, basically, because that's the one that's taking all the circuitry above here. All you see on this level is just for the display, so the right lights turn on. I I didn't just want to copy the information of the buttons which are directly below. That was too cheap for me. I wanted to have the exact status information there. So the information from the buttons, oh, maybe I should press one so you can see. Let's say go to Atlantis, and then this light turns on, so you can see it has really been selected, and Atlantis means both signals need to be on. So the button is just behind this one there, and transmits its signal through the block onto that redstone and through this block below on that redstone. So I have both signals nicely separated and saved them some space. And this signal runs down here into a latch. This is the latch that copies this or stores the information, so this redstone stays turned on even if the button pops out again. And here's another AND gate. Here's the detector rail above this block here. It's the same as on the track really. And here's the other latch for the other signal. So, and this button also covers this signal, and that button only just that signal. So I have left, both, right, and none. And if I have none, as I showed you, I will go to that castle, and that's also the default. Now, this is needed so I don't automatically transfer information onto the track, so I can reset this board to the default location. And the blinking lights is just a small glitch with the display logic, because I used many torches and they all have a 1 tick delay, and so there are race conditions which lead to a flickering, but if the final light goes on, that is then the destination I go to. And as you saw, the information goes directly into the latches, so even if this hasn't settled yet, if you just start knowing which button you pressed and believing all the logic is correct, then you can just go and don't need to wait for the lights. They are the last thing to be updated. First is the functional logic, then the display logic. Yeah, on that side is a similar board, and here and there are also boards for destinations. So I have 16 destinations possibly in total. This one currently only leads to our main storage in the main castle and nowhere else, so there's not really a point, so those buttons are all deactivated. And yeah, but all the other boards work, and I can choose different. I need to reset, of course, because it's I only set the latches, so if I set the left one and the right one, then of course both are set, and that means I would go to this destination, and that's what I need the reset button for, is to clear the latches before I can select another destination. So if I accidentally press the wrong button, I can undo that before copying that onto the track. And that's also the reason why I need that here and can't do that below there, because I need it. Either I would need to run a reset line all the way down there, or I add the latches here and only copy on the track onto the track if I run over this detector rail. Yeah, that's basically it. This one works the same as the other way, so this one will go straight to the Tasia Tower, which is this small T. And yeah, that's it. If you have questions, comments, please leave below the video, and I will address any questions you have, but please don't ask me about too basic stuff, or I will just link you to another YouTube video where I think that topic is covered. I don't need to make the 100th logic gate tutorial. Okay, see you next time.